Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm really thankful to every one of you that being today with me as well with the next lectures. Hope that everyone is fine and doing well. So let us pray to Almighty Allah for our futures, for our future, that may Allah all protect us from all kind of evil activities and keep us healthy and intact, and do something for these poor nations and bring some positive changes in the life of our poor people in Afghanistan. So use the students of economy, being as economists tomorrow, just my suggestion for you is that to clear your concept regarding the subjects of economics and field of economics, that tomorrow you could do better service for these nations. They really need you. They really need your supports. This is a poor country, a totally devastated devastated country. The economic structure has been totally diminished, totally devastated. So it needs the students, the youngster like you, to study better and prepare for your better of this country. So today we're going to discuss about the function of economic institution. As in the previous lecture we talked about the definition of economic institution in different economic system. So all these systems are working in the societies for fulfillment of their responsibility in order to fulfill the demands and wants of the societies, that how to better utilize and manage a very limited resources, and in order to fulfill the maximum demands of this country's people, and how to raise the level of standard of people in a country, in a society. So sociology study even the economic aspect of human in the society, not only social aspect, not only political, educational and health aspect, but it also discuss about the economic aspect of society as well, because sociology, the study of problems, social problems. So unemployment, inflation rates, and so many economic problems may be a problem in the society and creates a disturbance in mental disorders and mental problem. It may affect the various life of people. For that's why it's needed to know about the economic institution. So let us today discuss about answer this question, that why the economy is so important. So you better know that why it is important. Why the economy is important? Because economy is the backbone of a society. It's the backbone of a country. It's the backbone of people in a society. Where there is no economy in a country, there is a lot of problems, a lot of criminal activities, a lot of disruptions in the system of a government. So many problems arises because of the devastated economy. Economy support us in every aspect of our life. We can have a better living standard. Economy will support us to have a better standard for education. Economy will help us to have a better political structure of a country, and economic will help us to have a better social structure, a better social family system, a better social society structure of society. So it's very important. It plays a vital role. It's the backbone. When there is the lowest economy, where there is the lowest people who are having a lot of economic problems, they are facing with more and more devastating and disastrous situation in their life. So that is why economy is a full-fledged supporting source for the good life in good level in a good standard of living of the people in society. So economy is a thing that allows us to survive and thrive. A system where no money is involved and trade is done as a direct exchange of good is an economy too. Having enough is extremely important for stability. Having enough is extremely important for stability. If we would like to have a stable, if we would like to have a great, if we would like to have a improve and develop life, so we need to have enough for that. So economy is helping in every aspect. Low crime levels will be there, and cultures, scientific and technological progress will take place because of a boosting and improve economic growth, economic developments in a country. Crime level definitely low because many of people will be engaged in many of the manufacturing factories and industries, and many of them will be engaged in various economic activities, and people would not be free for the criminal activities. And as many in Afghanistan, the many things that happens in our country, that's why the people are doing a lot of things which is against the religion, against the norms and cultures and laws of a society, which is against the ethics of a society, which is against the value of humanity. The people are still doing in our country. It's because of the devastated economy, it's because of the poverty, it's because of the lowest level of standard, it's because of the inequality, it's because of the injustice, and all this comes because of the economy. So when there is enough economy, so there is a stability. The life is stable, the system is stable, the society and family is stable, the crimes are less, and there will be a scientific and technological development in progress. It all happens because of a great economy, a boosted economy. So what are the benefits of studying economics? So why do we study this? Because it's the needs of society. As I told you that the fundamentals of great society, the fundamental of developed society is a developed economy. The study of economics help peoples to understand the world, what's happening around them. It help them to understand the peoples, to understand the businesses, markets and government, and therefore better respond to the threats and opportunity that emerge when things changes in our society. Is only possible to fight against all these threats in the societies. It's all possible because of the greatest knowledge regarding the economics. If we are not having economic knowledge and don't know about the economics, so how is it possible that you will fight against the corruptions? How is it possible that we will fight against the economic crisis? So fighting against all these fighting against all these disastrous situation, it's only possible that to get first knowledge regarding the economics and the economical theory and formulation of the hypothesis and formulation of the concept that we are learning in the field of economics will give another shape to the practical life, in our practical life, and we will apply that knowledge in our society. That how is it possible that with very limited resources we can get a maximum profit? So it needs an economics field of study to first properly understand and study this. So dear students, try your best to know every concept of economic, to know every economic issue, that tomorrow you get a maximum profit from your minimum educations that you are getting in Afghanistan. So don't rely only on bachelor degree. Go ahead with your master and PhD in postdoctorate, because this country is really a needy country in regard to the economic structures. When the economic stability comes in our country, inshallah, there will be no problem, there will be no criminal activity, there will be no disruptions and many other sort of bad activities. ما ضرورت به اقتصاد پیشرفت اقتصادی داریم. وقتی که در یک مملکت، در یک جامعه اقتصاد بسیار پس مانده باشد، اقتصاد از بین رفته باشد، پس ما نمیتونیم یک زندگی بهترین، یک زندگی پر از امنیت، یک زندگی باثبات داشته باشیم. ولی ما امرای مشکلات و مجرمین گوناگون، امرای جرمهای گوناگون روبرو میشیم و حتی ما دست به کارهایی میزنیم که نه به ما، نه به جامعه و نه به مملکت در خیر و فایده ما هستند. ولی با اساس این که ما یک لقمه نان پیدا بکنیم، زندگی ما از یک مرحله به مرحله دیگه پیش بروه ما ضرورت به این داریم که فعالیت اقتصادی را انجام بدیم و این فعالیت اقتصادی یک اقتصادی قوی ضرورت داره. کارخانه باشه ما کار کنیم، زمینه کاری باشه ما کار بکنیم، پول پیدا کنیم، فعالیت اقتصادی صورت بگیره. در غیر از او اگر این چیزا نباشه ما مشکلات زیادی بیشتر روبرو میشیم و بالاخره این یک بدبختی در جامعه که امروزی ما شما داریم، یعنی علت یک اقتصادی ضعیف، علت یک اقتصادی که از بین رفته، علت یک اقتصادی که موجود نیستن، این باعث بسیار مشکلات جامعه ما هستند. ولی وظایف ادارات اقتصادی این هستند که یا کار شوروز کار انجام بده تا بتواند به بهبود زندگی به خاطر زمینه سازی کار به انسان ها تا که یا باز یک لقمه نان یک کار بکند و زندگی خود را به شکل درست ببرد. به این خاطر جامعه ضرورت به پیشرفت اقتصادی داره که ما جامعه شناسی به خاطر بخوانیم که مشکلات جامعه را مطالعه میکنیم. نه تنها یک مشکل ولی جامعه شناسی علمی هستند که همه مشکلات جامعه را در نظر میگیره. به این خاطر امروز ما ادارات اقتصادی را مطالعه میکنیم. So next is that the next terms and concept that we are always facing, that is economic development یا رشد و پیشرفت اقتصادی. چرا میگه economic development is a critical component that drives economic growth in our economy, creating high-wage jobs and facilitating an improved quality of life. The main concept of this economic development is that through the economic development we can fully support the society, that the people who are living in a specific geographical area should have to have an improved quality of life in regards to their daily activities. And the people enjoy a high wage salary because of economic development. Where there is economic problem, so there is a lot of bad consequences. So the next thing that we are going to discuss what are the example of economic developments. I mean that if you make it very specific, so what are the example of economic development? First, when we come to talk about the economic development itself, that the average life expectancy, how long people live, lifespans are. औसत ज़िंदगी इंसान हाँ वक्त की ज़्यादा में शवाद औसत ज़िंदगी इंसान हाँ इन्हीं की इंसान मसलन वक्त की माल खुबा इंसान निविष्टा शुद्ध खुदावन रोज़े की वक्तश पूरा शुद्ध दुनिया में मरा वली हम उम्र ज़िंदगी फिज़िकी ज़्यादा में शवाद مثلا اگر شما میتونین اقتصادتان خوب باشه، شما میتونین از غذاهای بهترین استفاده کنین، هیچ نوع مشکل صحی و روانی نداشته باشین، شما فقط میتونین شما فعالیت خوب را در جامعه انجام بدین. در حالی که اقتصاد ضعیف داشته باشین خب طبعا شما برای مشکلات روبرو میشین در جامعه، در اینجا روانی مشکلات پیدا میشه. اما فعالیت قابلیت فیزیکی شما که باید کار بکنین و شما دست میدین. در اینجا اکنامیک دیولپمنت یک اینمی است. پیشرفت اقتصادی یک مثالش ما میدیم وقتی که در اوسط زندگی انسان ها تغییر آمد، یعنی خوب شد. و همچنان educational standards, mainly in the highly advanced societies, the standard of education is very high, so they produced a good quality of education, so they produced the greatest leaders, they produced the greatest students, they better than can serve their nations. So economic development, when there is a boosted economy, so this boosted economy will establish the greatest universities, the greatest colleges, technological development will be there, digital system will be there, so more economy will be spent toward the educational standards. So educational standard itself is an example of a good educational standard in a country is itself a good economic development. So teachers are having fulfilled salaries, and they fulfill all the requirements from the required salary that they are being paid by the governments. So they will provide a best facility for their students. Literacy rate, what percentage of the population can read. So that is also economic development. For example, 80%, 90% of people are literates. It means they are educated. Literacy rate is very high. It means, but actually, in a country where there is no economic development, so literacy rate is very low because people are not that much capable to afford the educations. So they do work in order for the economic activity to find some money. So they become deprived of educations. So literacy rate directly come down. So the country where there is high literacy rate, it means that the peoples are not in many of the peoples during the course of educational life are not employed in various manufacturing companies or on day-to-day activities, but they have attended the school and university. That's why the literacy rate is high. So where there is economic development, the literacy rate is also very high. Environmental standards. So let's see for example, in Afghanistan. So we are facing with a lot of environmental problems. It's because of the low standard of economy and devastated economy. So a country where there is more improved and economic development has taken place, so they don't have environmental problems. They have a budget just to spend them over the economy, over the economics, the environmental sector. So the people will enjoy a very fresh environment. So availability of housing plus the quality of housing. So let's see, in Afghanistan, many people are living in tent, many people are living in muddy houses, many people are not having the place for shelter. So they are living in rented houses. So it means that because of there is no economic development. So where there is a quality of housing system, where there is availability of housing systems, people are living in their own houses with a very good quality of their houses. So it means that country has economic developments. Access to healthcare. So many people are poor. They don't go to visit the doctors because of many. So they face a lot of economic health problems, and the life expectancy also decreased, and many health problems, like for example contagious disease and communicable disease spread to other people in the society. So those people that they are having an access to healthcare system, it means they have a boosted economy, a strong economy, and income per capita, and they have their income level is very good because of economic development. So these are all the examples of the economic development. Now, how can we improve the economy? This is another question. It arises to you, the students. It might comes as your assignment, that how can we improve the economy? So I will put these questions and you will work on this to find the solutions, to find the better way that how can improve the economy. So I will put this question as a new assignment, and all the students should have to work on it and send me the draft of your assignment, because it may have a marks. So how can we improve our economy? It means to increase the economic growth, lower the interest rate, reduce the cost of borrowing and increase the consumer spending and investment, increased real wages. If nominal wages grow above inflations, then consumer have more disposable to spend, and higher global growth leading to increased export spending. من کولای شو په دغه سوس ساده طریقو سره وکولای شو موږ خپل اقتصادي پیشرفت تضمین سازی وکړو. ما میتونیم توسط این یک چند نکته که داور شدیم توسط این ما میتونیم همو بهتری و پیشرفت در عرصه اقتصاد ما بیاریم که در اوج ما میگیم خود امی رشد اقتصادی رو ما باید زیاد بکنیم. یعنی فعالیت‌های اقتصادی باید زمینه سازی به خاطر فعالیت‌های اقتصادی زیاد شود. یعنی بجت ما معمولا مورد استفاده در کارهای اقتصادی شود. مثلا have to control and manage the water system in Afghanistan, for example. Water should not go to other country. It should be managed here in Afghanistan. So it's an economic growth. We didn't need to pay the money to Tajikistan for the electricity, because we will produce our own electricity, the money will not go outside. And as well as we have to lower the interest rates, and we have to give a good wages and salary to the people, that they raise their standard by a good amount of money. And we have to have a global growth, higher global growth. It means the country import and export system, the business communications with the world should be very strong enough that we have to have a global market for our products, so it can improve our economy. There are a lot of ways might be there, but just I have put there just a few words that this can we can do more export to the global markets, just because in the global market, if more money are being more our products are being more utilized and spent in the foreign countries, and we have a very boosted and improved exporting system with the global worlds, so definitely our economy will affect it directly, it will improve. Now, is there a perfect economic system? The question is here. As ideal economic system is combination of capitalism and socialism. A nation can easily have a democratic or representative form of government and also a socialist economic system. Question is there a perfect, complete economic system? No. There should be a combination of both. So then they can lead a prosperous and developed life. Now, functions of economic institutions. Let us وظایف ادارات اقتصادی چی هستن؟ ما میگیم که social stratifications، یعنی طبقه بندی و تقسیم بندی اجتماعی در جامعه که میکنه و خود اقتصاد میکنه. ما که ما میگیم که در جامعه ما غریب هم داریم، متوسط هم داریم، پیسه دار هم داریم، یعنی upper level, lower level, middle level. It's because of the economic institution functions just to stratify the classes, social classes in the society. So in capitalist system there is uneven distribution of resources among people, which create many social classes in society. Individuals in society belong to different classes such as upper class, middle class and lower classes. They can move upward or downward on the social ladder. For instance, if upper class people get access to more resources, they move upward on the social ladder and may become the middle class or upper class. And if the resources of upper classes diminish, destroyed, run away, they will move downwards and many become middle class or lower class people. It means social stratification or social classification take place because of the function of economic institution to divide. If you get more money, so you will go to the upper class, upper social class. If you face with the problems, economical crisis, and you just lost a lot, you face with a lot of losses in your business, so you may come to the lower social class. So this social stratification take place because of the function of the social economic institution. So economic institutions are just determining the social stratification in the societies. And power and authority is being determined by the economic institutions. So those who have access and possess more economic resources, they are powerful and they are authoritative in society. Wealth and economic resources are the source of power in society. So the holder of wealth can control various agencies of society. کسایی که پول داره، قدرت داره، صلاحیت داره، میتونه همه منابع دولت در دست داشته باشد. خب اقتصاد هستند که وظایفش هستند که به انسانها همو صلاحیت و قدرتش برایشان دیترمین مشخص بسازه. اقتصاد است. اگر اقتصاد نباشه خود قدرت و صلاحیت از کجا پیدا میکنه؟ و منابع زیاد به دست کی میاره؟ از لحاظی که مثلا اقتصاد درست است. Another is what interdependence of other institutions. دیگر اقتدارات اجتماعی که هستند رابطه مستقیم در امر ادارات اقتصادی. اگر اقتصادی ادارات نباشد دیگر ادارات زنده نمیمانه. معنی این است فعالیت خود دست میده. به خاطری که از این ادارات اقتصادی مثلا ما فایده خود را میگیریم، دیگر ادارات مثلا سپورت میشه. مثلا اگر مثلا ما کالا رو میپوشیم، مثلا ما در خونگی ما مثلا جامپر رو میپوشیم، مثلا ما در بوتا رو میپوشیم. اگر ادارات اقتصادی نمیبودی را پروڈیوس نمیکرد که ما مشکلات ایجاد میشد اینجا. به این خاطر ادارات اقتصادی که هستن مستقیما لازم و ملزوم به خاطر ادارات دیگر غیر اقتصادی هستند. So we see that survival of economic institution depends on the cooperation with the institutions. So labor force work in different industry which comes from the institution of family, and without labor it is impossible to produce. Technical and managerial staff comes from the educational institutions. If there is managerial staffs and technical staffs are being qualified in educational institutions, so they are interrelated with each other. Interdependency of each other is there. The rule of sociologists initiate when workers go on strike and industry get closed. Government formulate rules and regulation for business, and business owners have to follow those rules. So therefore, cooperation with the other institution is very important, is very compulsory for economic institutions. So economic institutions are ruled and regulated based on the rule that is imposed, that is being determined by the government. So these economic institutions are run by technical people, by qualified people, and qualified people are qualified in the education institutions. So that's why all other institutions are interdependent and interrelated with the economic institutions. So needs satisfactions. Economic institutions are always fulfilling the needs of society. In modern world, our basic needs have enormously increased. We need industrial and agriculture goods and services to survive in modern world. Economic institutions are obligated to satisfy those needs. ضرورت‌های همه ما شما توسط ادارات اقتصادی در جامعه ما که زندگی می‌کنید برآورده می‌شود. اگر اقتصادات تجارتی نمی بود خوب تولیدات و خدمات کی عرضه می‌کرد؟ طبعا ما امرای مشکل رو برو میشیم. به این خاطر economic institutions are important for need satisfactions. As well as it's important for the employment. Where there is more factories in industry, manufacturing industry, so there is more job employment. Economic institutions create job opportunity to people through which they can generate income and earn their livelihood. That's how people in the society satisfy their basic needs. Many businesses are developed under the economic institutions. ما توسط این ادارات اقتصادی میتونیم نیازمندی های روزمره خود را برآورده بسازیم. به خاطری که ما کار کنیم پول به دست بیاریم، باز ما میتونیم اما اشیاء خورد و نوشت و روزمره ما توسط این اکونومیک اینستیتوشن که در اوج ما به دست بیاریم و سرکولیت شود، ما بتونیم یک سیستم اقتصادی داشته باشیم و زندگی خوب داشته باشیم. این فعالیت وظایف اقتصادی هستند که برای ما شما انجام میدن. Division of labor economic institution creates job for the people who acquire different skill sets. The rules and responsibility of employee depends on their skills. در هر ادارات اقتصادی که شما می‌بینید ما به یک ماهر ضرورت داریم، به یک شخص ورزیده ضرورت داریم. او با اساس علم مسلک و بساط و اهلیت خود میاد. For the economic institution انمی division of labor کارها را تقسیم میکنه با اساس علمیت و چیزشان. In provision of funds, economic institutions provides economic assistance to other institutions as well. It provides funds to government in the shape of taxes and to the family in the shape of salaries. It's quite clear that all economic institutions are supporting the government in the form of taxes and family in the form of salary who are employed in organizations and economic sectors. And this economic institution is going to control and regulate the capital goods and services. The most important function of an economic institution is to regulate and control the capital goods and services in community or society. Such as control and regulation is simple in folk society while quite complicated in industrial societies. So as well, our needs, necessity and luxury and needs are fulfilled by the economic institution. So economic institutions provide necessity, comfort and luxury to the individual on a set pattern, which is highly developed system itself. It satisfies the basic needs of the individual and more than the basic needs. So inheritance of property is being determined by the economic institutions. So this economic institution is responsible for the distribution of property and determine inheritance, ownerships and rights of the use of property, as well as These are all determined by the economic institutions. As well as political holder, if you would like to rule and come to a political sector of a country, and we would like to be politicized and very much stronger in politics, then we need a stronger economy as well. The higher economic status are very closely associated with a greater political hold. This usually stands valid in every society. The nation which enjoy a higher and politically sound economic position in the world dominate in political life. مثلا اقتصادی قوی امریکا داره در کل دنیا سیاست خود را پیش میبره. اگر اقتصادش ضعیف می بود خود نمیتونست نظام سیاسی در دنیا او را پیش می برد. So political hold is because of greatest economy of a country. So in the conclusion I can say that political institutions are playing a vital role. These are the backbone of all other institutions. The greatest and developed and enhanced and boosted economy of a country will bring a desirable life, a life full of enjoyment, a life full of peace and happiness that is only possible with the greatest and boosted and developed economic sectors. So let us do something better to bring positive changes in our life. For that reason, we have to equip ourselves with economic knowledge. So till then another lectures. Then let's see once again with a new concept and a new idea with the new topics. So till then, Allah Hafiz. Wish you all the best. Thank you for your attentions and cooperations.